If you say I want a man that make $100,000, you eliminated 85% of all men. 85%, that leaves you 15%. Half of that 15% is married. 7.5%. Half of them gay. Or live an alternative lifestyle. Take that down to 3.5%, 4% that you got to choose from. Then you want him over 6 feet. 2%. He can't be obese. 1%. You don't like Sagittarius, Leos, or Cancers. Well, now you at 0.5% of a man that you gotta look for. You gotta find him, and then he gotta like you back. That type of man that makes that type of money has requirements for a woman too that now you have to meet. This is why so many women are struggling that make money when they step out here into the dating.
Saturday is supposed to be 92 degrees, so I was thinking we hit the beach.
No.
No?
No.
Mm-hmm.
We need to break up.
What?
This relationship, I feel it's ran its course. And I know it's me. It's not you. You're perfect. I need to work on myself. Trust me. But I just know this relationship cannot go on. What?
What?
What the hell?
What?
So you're just gonna leave? You're just gonna up and walk away from me, not say a single word?
Why would I? What do you want me to say?
Mm-hmm. Go. Go. I literally called it. I knew you were this type of person too. Go. Go. Okay. Like, that's what you want to... No! Please, no. I just don't know what I want. I don't know what I want, honestly.
You broke up with me.
I don't know. I don't know. Like, I just might be hungry.
I was on a date last night and I wasn't doing well, and I know that because she kept telling me I wasn't doing well, and I was like, I'm sorry, I just get really nervous around beautiful women, and there's one sitting directly behind you and it's very distracting.
Do you pay for dates?
See, I'm a firm believer in 50-50, just because of the fact that I believe that if I go on a date and I want to pay for a girl and then I tell her, hey, listen, like, this is on me, I don't want her to assume that I'm expecting something from her post-date. You know, because if you go on a date with a guy and the guy's just like, no, I'll pay for this. Or, oh, we're going to go get drinks after, I'll pay for that too. It's cool, it's on me. Right? I think in your head, and correct me if I'm wrong, in your head you're like, okay, he might want something.
Oh my God, he's smart. He's smart.
Guys have legitimate complaints about women. Legitimate. They're tired of being used. They're tired of feeling like, oh, you know, the woman is always right. They never get an apology. They get treated with disrespect. They're tired of not being appreciated. They're tired of having you come and say you want all these things from them. But when they ask what you bring to the table or have the audacity to suggest that something they really value isn't on the table, and that perhaps you yourself are not enough to be the table, then somehow you have an attitude problem about it, right? They're tired of all of those things and more.
It's an accurate depiction of today's society. Look behind me. Two beautiful women cooking in the kitchen while the men follow me. Sit outside and talk. Drink their coffee and just wait for their food to be ready.
And that's how the world is meant to be. Now shut up and get back in the kitchen.
You know, as a woman, I not only agree, but if there was a problem that you women were facing, you would expect the men to fix it, right? If something in the kitchen broke, you would expect a man to fix it. If your car broke, you would expect a man to fix it. If anything broke or anything happened to you, you were injured or whatever else, you would expect a man to fix it. So yeah, get back in the kitchen and work.
Men treat our thoughts sort of like a friend that's a piece of shit. It's like, yo, you should try to f that girl. And you're like, no, we're not. They're not doing that. He's like, yo, we should party tonight. You're like, I told you I'm having like 3 beers. Like, and women treat their brains like an abusive ex-boyfriend and they defend it. They'll write about like articles being like, it's actually pretty reasonable to be drunk texting your ex. So we don't defend our own brain because we're like, this guy's too much, man. Whereas girls, like, they defend their thoughts like, I'm not weird for thinking this.
Your best friend's brother actually could be the right guy for you.
Yeah, they write the article defending the crazy that they're thinking.
Yes.
And so I think in this particular clip, he's talking about a high value man. He's making all the things, all of the money that you want him to. He's doing all the things that you really want him to. And really modern women make these specific sets of standards, this specific list of things, which, you know, it's not a problem that you're looking for something certain, but when everything is custom built and specific, then it doesn't really leave room for anybody to not be perfect. And that's the problem. That's what a lot of modern women don't count on. The fact that they're not perfect. So when you have a man that fits all of these things, pretty much the criteria, now you have to be perfect, which, by the way, a lot of modern women, last time I checked, are not. And so you effectively have disqualified 50% of the men that are good candidates for you. Not saying that all of them are going to be good to have a relationship with, because some of them are going to be good guys, but y'all just don't mesh in terms of values. That's okay, right? You would know that before getting married to them and then talking about, I married the good guy and now I'm divorcing the good guy. He was a good man, yada, yada. You would know that before you get into all that BS, right? You've effectively cut off the good men that you actually had a connection with, that you should have explored, chasing the one guy that you didn't even know if you were right for him. You were just so hyper focused on getting with a man that fit all your standards, only to come to find out he's not even interested in you.
The internet loves to talk about toxic masculinity, but what about toxic femininity? What about the harm that women do to each other under the disguise of sisterhood, motherly love, solidarity, or even protection? I've noticed that there's terms such as pick me, girl's girl. I've even seen women use internalized misogyny. They're used to silence women, not empower them. If a woman presents nuanced views on relationships or isn't bashing men online, suddenly she's a traitor. She's a pick-me. If she has a boundary or thinks for herself, she's not a girl's girl. This is not sisterhood. This is control. And what's interesting is a lot of y'all women have experienced the same form of harm in the workplace or with toxic frenemies. It's a form of emotional manipulation to get you to comply. But we don't want to acknowledge it when it's done to men, but we should want to acknowledge it when we've experienced the harm from those women. It mirrors a mother wound. Many women that grew up with love that was conditional, to perform to please, or were even guilted. We unconsciously create that same dynamic in friendships, trauma bonding, emotional blackmail, or with this frenemies that we can't quite trust. So when another woman finally sets a boundary, we call her fake. We call her aggressive. The girl tribe energy goes out the window. I find it very interesting how on the internet the sisterhood is alive, but in my office I hear how all of y'all are sending undercurrents of passive aggressive energy. You're intimidated by a woman who's embodying something that you may or may not feel brave enough to do. We're faking this performance of sisterhood. I love you, girl. How are we loving each other so quickly? If we're gonna really heal womanhood, we have to have real conversations. But we also have to acknowledge if women are being harmed by other women, why can't we accept that that same harm is happening to men?
I know I can't be the only one. I just feel like women might not be for me.
Let me just say that the dating of lesbians, okay, is trash, okay? It is absolutely trash.
It makes me really frustrated and confused when I hear women talking about how they're just done with dating men and they're going to be a lesbian and how their life would be so much better if they could just marry a woman whenever they're fed up with men or a man pissed them off. Because, babe, women can be just as bad as men.
This dang world for being a lesbian is so ghetto. When I say it's so ghetto, like it's ghetto as hell out here.
Hey, listen, I can't be the only lesbian stud, whatever you want to call it, that is actually getting tired of dealing with women. I'm still very much so gay. I just am tired of dealing with women.
You break up with a nigga and all of a sudden he got a sleeve, a car, and ain't broke no more. Like, was I holding you back or?
Yes.
Next video.
100%.
You the problem.
And this is something that men know. You know, you talk about specifically to the point. I really like that point that you made about you guys outside of the office. Y'all speak a different way than when you get inside the office. Men have known this for a long, long time. Modern women will say and do things in front of your face and then get behind your back in a different environment and totally clown you. We knew that before, but then after they started sharing on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and all those things, what they're actually speaking about in the group text, it just confirmed what they had been talking about, right? And so we confirm, and it's not just speculation anymore, that a lot of these modern women are toxic. To use a term that you had, toxic femininity. And this is why men continue to walk away from relationships, because I know what you're doing. And now I have proof that you're acting like a loser. And you're wondering why men don't approach. Well, you just got through shaming me in your girls on your girls trip. You just got through talking about I'm a bum, how I'm a loser, how I don't meet your needs, how Tyrone down the street any day can blow your back out. You just got through talking about that, right? So you want to be careful of the things that you say and honestly how you really feel. And this is why most women end up single and alone.
So I was dating this girl, and on the first date, I believe a guy should pay for everything really early on. And the first date, I paid for over $100 dinner or whatever. I expect to pay over $100 for dinner. Second date, $100 dinner, valeted. Then we went to a bar after. That would be a good idea to take her to a bar after, just to play some pool, get a couple drinks. I paid for us to get inside the bar. It was a cover fee for some reason. And then we went to the bar to get some drinks. I was just getting one because I was driving. And so I was just going to get one beer, like $8 beer. And she was like, oh my gosh, you've been paying for everything. Let me buy this beer for you. Is that okay? Will you let me do that? And I was just like, that's like $8. Like, I paid for it all. Like, yeah, that's fine. And she looks at me like starts twitching a little bit and then bought me the beer. But I could tell she was so mad. Instant red flag, guys. Get out of there. If you buy everything, I expect a guy to buy everything early on, but one beer for $8, come on.
I, 28 female, made a joke with my husband, 29 male, and it's costing me my marriage with a man I truly love. My husband and I have been married for 4 years now. I truly do love him. I can't see a life without him. I took some stupid advice from some of my girlfriends regarding a joke that they have done with their husbands. The joke is basically telling your partner that you want a divorce. I never wanted to do it and thought it was cruel to do, especially to someone you love. Stupidly, I did it last week, and my husband's reaction wasn't what I thought it would be. I honestly thought that he would try and talk to me or beg or make suggestions like my friends' partners had done, but he didn't. We had dinner and we were watching a movie when I told him, I'm not happy anymore, and I think we should get a divorce. He looked at me for a couple of seconds, and I swear, it looked like something broke in his eyes. Came out with a bag and walked out of the house without saying a word to me. I told him it was just a joke, but he basically just brushed me off and walked out.
A lot of ladies ain't gonna like what she's about to say. In fact, they're gonna call her a pick-me.
I please my man in every way. All the ways. Wake him up. He gets to nut. Before he leaves out the door, he's leaving empty nuts. At work, I am calling him like, come outside, it's your lunch break. It's time for you to get your nut off. When he gets home, he's getting fed. He is getting another nut and one before bed, or two if he's lucky. And that's it. That's the secret. I make sure that my man nuts at least 6 or 7 times a day.
I mean, I don't know how realistic that is. I don't know about 6 times. There's no harm. That's just one of the least things that females can do to make sure that their man is happy.
What other is gonna make you a sandwich and some chips for breakfast?
A lot. I'm not saying honesty is not the best policy, but he's right. You don't know how to cook. They'll just make you chips in a sandwich. Like, you're welcome, babe. I love you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't understand how you get to treat they girl bad, but still keep they girl. I be loving my girl inside out, head to toe. I still can't keep my motherfucker beats his girl ass and get caught cheating every single week. But I like the wrong post on the gram, and I can't even get a conversation out of my ex for a year and a half now. Like, what am I doing wrong?
If you decide to treat a girl more than she's worth, I promise you, there's going to be a man that's going to show you exactly why she was never worth that in the first place. Sad but true.
Almost every single woman I have ever met in my entire life is at least mildly decent at rejecting men.
Okay, here's let's go back to the main point. The main point you said was if
John, how many times have you been rejected by women?
More than I can count.
Zoran, how many times have you been rejected by women? Ronaldo, how many times have you been rejected by women?
Okay, well,
Forever.
I will say
Allie,
this
how many
is,
times have you been rejected by men?
this is a really
Allie,
unfair
how many times have you been
sample
rejected by
size.
men? Allie, how many times have you been
Like
rejected by
twice.
men? Twice. Okay, 2 times. That's
Okay.
disgusting. Okay.
But that is not my fault. It's not my fault.
It doesn't matter.
No.
Oh, but I only attract toxic men. No, you don't. Okay? You're pretty. You attract all men. Okay? You choose the toxic ones, though, so.
You know, the thing that stood out to me that she said in this clip is I thought he would beg and make suggestions like the other women, their partners did. That's a diabolical thing to say. That's a diabolical thing to say. These men begged. These men try to make suggestions. So essentially, you guys are playing games. Oh, well, he didn't beg. There was one woman who, once again, was on Oprah. And it bring it back to my remembrance how stupid modern women are moving out here. Went out there. First of all, she was upset. What? She figured, well, he's a good man. He's all of these things, a great father, a great husband. I just, I want to do things for me, straight up. And there was another woman that said kind of the exact same thing. Well, I'm leaving the good man and I should be able to. I don't like him. He doesn't like me. And quite honestly, I want to be selfish. I want to do what I want to do. So I want to divorce, right? So they're going through this process. And throughout this process, they find this woman says on the show now, he didn't come after me. We separated. I found another boyfriend and he didn't come after me. My husband did not come after me. And so I guess we're getting a divorce. And it reminds me of what this woman is saying right here when she's talking about, oh, well, the husband, instead of doing what the other guys did, and that's to beg and to suggest certain things so as we don't get a divorce, you find out he ain't begging, he ain't groveling, he ain't suggesting nothing. Okay, if that's what you want to do, let's go ahead and make it happen. There was another woman in the clip, same thing happened to her. She decided when her husband was playing on the game, she gonna barge in there. You and I need to go to the counselor or the therapist and we gonna talk this out. Basically you're gonna do what I say. We're gonna come to a resolution on this. She had been talking to a therapist about divorce, marches that guy into the office. The guy, so the therapist says to the woman, you got something you want to tell your husband? She's like, yeah, I want a divorce. And the guy was like, all right. And then the therapist and the woman say, you have anything to say? What are your feelings on that? He's like, okay, all right, cool. And so they left. He goes back home. The man is on the game playing. She comes in the door boo-hooing and crying. So you don't want to talk about this? There's nothing. He's like, what's there to talk about? I got my place on the other side of town. I'll be moving in next week. I'm taking my name off of the deed. And, I pretty much got all my stuff packed up. It's all ready to go. And like I said, I'll have all of that moved in and I'll come get the rest of my stuff next week. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. That's how fast it can happen.
So she finally told me she was ready for a relationship. I said, you ready for the RICO case? She was like, what's the RICO case? I said, all right, bet. Last Friday at around 9:45 p.m., we got off the phone. You said the group chat was calling. The next night, it happens again. Oh, the group chat is calling. I'm like, the group chat is calling quite often. So I checked your best friend, your besties. I checked your bestie's page, Taylor. Taylor's away on vacation in New York. You're not going to join that group chat call because you really don't mess with the 4 other girls. So what group chat is calling? Now, something that my homegirl Cameron always taught me, she was like, if it's not the boy best friend, if it's not the favorite ex or someone new, then it's nobody at all. The boy best friend is in a very, very serious relationship. I don't think his girls let him go outside, especially not over no girl house. I don't think it's anybody new because her followers stayed consistent for about 7 days and she hasn't posted at all. So there's nobody shooting no new shots. So I'm like, I wonder what that ex is doing. So I go down a list of exes. Guess who follows one of her exes? Tavon. So I'm like, all right, bet. I'm like, what he posts on his notes? He posted 21 hours ago the little Drake song that was like, you know I'm back with you know who? He said, girl, I always not. It's called You and the Six, something like that. So I said, all right, bet. Now, as we're talking, having a conversation, the song changes from that to Trifling Hoes by Dirt. I'm like, this is a big move, isn't it? So I have Tavon hit up Malik to see if they still talk to each other. And this is when Sasha comes over and tells me that she's ready for a relationship. Mind you, I'm breaking down everything that I just told you to her while we're in the room. She says, I don't want him for real. We don't mess with each other. You're overthinking. You're overthinking. I said, you think I'm overthinking until I'm proven right. I said, put it on your life. You're not talking to that boy no more. She said, I'll put it on my life. I said, Sasha. I looked down at my phone. I sent it to her. I said, this is the video of you getting cracked 2 days before. Why would you lie and didn't think I was going to find out? You're dumb. I win. Boy, if you knew I was lying, why you still want to be with me? Why, if you knew I was doing this, we not even together for real. We didn't even make it official. I said, I just wanted to see how far you was going to lie. And you was willing to put your life on it. Not only that, yeah, I get that we not officially together, but you think it's cool that we in the talking stage and you're cracking other people? You're crazy. That's
Honestly, I've dated guys that make good money. I've never dated like an insanely wealthy dude.
What's good money?
Pull up your account.
My phone is dead.
Okay.
What is good?
Until you can pull up your account, then...
Well, give us an idea. Why does it have to be about me? Is a couple million enough? Is a couple million enough?
Maybe.
Isn't that wild? Like nowadays, the market is so inflated that to get a 31-year-old girl,
you know what's funny though?
You need to have multi-million dollars, like to get a ran through 31-year-old like sweatpants Birkin bag. You need to have multiple M's in the bank.
I know.
That's insane.
You can't just be funny and have an 8-inch hammer anymore.
Hold on. Do you hate women?
No. I love
Are
women.
you sure?
I do. I love women.
What's your relationship like with your
I
mom?
have a great relationship with my mom.
Really? She hugged you when you were
I
little?
did. I was just talking to her right before this. Right before I walked in, I was.
Why do you find that so hard to believe?
I'm feeling a little anger, misogyny.
Don't you dare say that word. Don't
you really want to end right now? I'm starting to cook right now. This is what's going on.
I think when you were a little kid, something happened.
Men, let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. Men genuinely believe that no one is coming to save you, and they are totally alone. But what if I told you they had reason to believe this? I would encourage you to go watch some YouTube videos from a woman named Nora Vincent. Nora lived as a man named Ned for 18 months. In 2006, she wrote a book called Self-Made Man about the experience. She was treated so poorly as a man that sometimes she was actually physically sick. Her key takeaway wasn't that women don't struggle. It was that men's struggle is entirely different and completely misunderstood by women. So there's a constant internal stress and an internal battle that men are facing that often the women in their lives don't see and often can't understand. After the experience, she struggled so much with depression that she actually unalived herself. Ladies, if you look at the rates among men, you can see there's something going on and there's a problem. Sometimes I think we forget that men are emotional and they do have feelings and they do need support. When I learned this and really understood it as a woman, I understood why a man wants peace in a partner. That's what he'll seek. Someone who will bring him peace, not just externally, but internally. Something that will help him win the war he's fighting in himself. Ladies, I encourage you very much to just go talk to someone you know, a guy you know. Try to get them to open up. Ask how they're really feeling or thinking, and it'll be hard. They might not want to do that, but I think you'd be shocked at what you would hear.
You hitting back or not?
So if someone come and slap you right now, what would you do?
I'm going to fight.
A girl right now, one of the girls right now slapped you. What would you do?
I'm going to uppercut her.
You're gonna fight a woman?
If she hits me, yes. If you can hit a man, you can get hit like a man. I'm sorry. I'm telling you.
So if someone come and slap you right now, what would you do?
I'm going to fight.
A girl right now, one of the girls right now slapped you. What would you do?
I'm going to uppercut her.
You're gonna fight a woman?
If she hits me, yes. If you can hit a man, you can get hit like a man.
The basis of the rules stand. Should a man be hitting a woman? No. That is apparent. But should a woman be hitting a man? No. And that's obvious. Yo, as men, I need to tell y'all, as men, the reason we understand if two guys are arguing, we know what we're capable of when it comes time to, when shit gets escalated between men. As a woman, imagine disrespecting another man the way a man wouldn't let another man disrespect them, and there you have your answer. So the way girls think, guys ain't gonna hit me, a guy ain't gonna hit me, and they slap a dude or close fist a dude's face, I got some news for you, shorty. Most men, you getting rocked. Especially when chicks, they be trying to hit hard. They don't know their own strength and they hit, like a wild animal. So most chicks like to slap dudes. If you get slapped, the reaction is to slap back. If you punch, the reaction is to punch back. Are we a lot stronger than women? Of course. But disrespect is disrespect. A lot of chicks do not know their place. They let their emotions drive them, and then they be thinking they could fuck dudes. It's this weird dynamic, bro. They all think they could mess up men, and then they're stronger than men in a sense of the physical. And it's crazy. Honestly, like I said, I don't think a man should put his hands on a woman at all. But in the event a woman attacks you, punches you, is slapping the hell out of you, yeah, there has to be something done about that. And yeah, I can see what he means right here about knocking someone's lights out. Like a woman punches you, it's gonna be like she ain't paid a bill, because that power is gone. Literally. Windows shut down. Ladies, if you're watching this, just understand you can't be hitting dudes. Men are not supposed to be hitting women, period. But if you're attacked, there's something to be said about it.
And listening to him talk about how this woman, it's funny because he said Rico case, relationship Rico case. This is me being a detective, and I like the emoji that he's got right there. Because when a man decides to drill down, you guys, once again, y'all don't understand that men are hunters. Because we're in times of relative peace, you have a lot of stuff that's relatively easy to access and a lot of stuff that's relatively easy to do, that I really don't hunt like I can. But when I decide to get on the hunt, when I decide to go on the prowl, you're going to have some issues. And that's what we found out today. Simple mistakes like posting stories and videos and things of that nature. Easy stuff for men to see and find out, because y'all silly behinds can't keep yourselves off of social media. You have to brag about all of the stupid stuff that you're doing. Once again, the point is proven that we simply do not call modern women losers enough.
A woman is never supposed to emasculate her man. Not in public, not in private, not as a joke, not when she's mad, not when she's hurt. Because the moment you embarrass your man, you didn't just check him, you just weakened him. And weakened men don't lead. They don't protect, they don't build, they don't feel safe being strong. A woman who truly respects her man doesn't tear him down to feel powerful. She doesn't expose him for laughs. She don't make him the punchline. Correction is private and honor is public. And a man who feels honored, he moves different, he thinks different, he protects different, he provides different. But when you shame him in front of other people, you teach him that he's not safe with you. And once a man doesn't feel safe, he stops opening up, he stops trying, he stops leading. You don't build kings by embarrassing them. You don't grow leaders by belittling them. A woman who strengthens her man is the one. And a woman who slowly drains her man, that's not it. And if you don't know the difference, you will slowly sabotage your own relationship, because respect is not silence. Respect is how you correct. And love without honor will always collapse. So choose wisely.
Unpopular opinion, and the girls is going to eat me up for this. You're not all on the level to think you're going to meet a man who's already established and at the top. Okay, so hear me out. What happened to like very much, all I got is $1 and a dream, but you're gonna roll with me, roll. Because some of y'all, that's what y'all, nothing wrong with it. And some of that's what y'all need to be trying to attract, searching for, chasing down. Instead, y'all so focused on who's going to get the hottest, the richest, the most lit. I'm not going to say, or should I say ask the most controversial question, because I don't always agree with it. What do you bring to the table? Okay? But for some of y'all, I will ask, why do you feel so entitled? Humble yourself, mama. I want you to find love. Everybody's not in the same. Yeah.
If you are in a relationship right now, stay in your relationship. The dating market is exactly like the job market. Nobody is leaving their job because nobody is hiring. Do not leave your relationship. I've been single for literally an entire year, and I'm aggressively dating. I'm on Tinder, I'm on Hinge, I'm on Bumble, I'm on Match, I'm on Seeking. I just paid $150 for a speed dating event. Aggressively dating, and I'm still single. It is cold and it is lonely out here, and there are not enough men. So if you are in a relationship, stay exactly where you are. Don't come out of the house. Work it out. Fix it. Whatever it is.
You want to know what's crazy? Is the guy that proposed to me, who is now married and has like, I don't know, I think the kid is like 7 years old, still to this day watches every single story I have ever posted since rejecting his proposal. Every single one, without fail.
If you want a perfect example of how delusional women usually end up single, it is this. Because let me be the one to tell you that to that man that you're speaking about, it's probably not that deep. For example, it could just be that this is a man that typically lets all of his stories run. Like he sees everyone that he follows or is friends with stories every single day, but he doesn't purposely click on you every single day to keep track of you. It is so unlikely, especially when this man is obviously thriving with a family of his own. But this is the delusion that a lot of women will fall into. They love the storyline that they're the ones that got away. Like they're this prize that he just couldn't obtain. So now he got someone else that isn't as good as her, but he still obsessively wants her. And he would like drop his child and wife just for her. Are you kidding me? Because if this man's wife connected the dots after running into this video, she would probably laugh at you. As she should, in my opinion.
I did real studying on women. And I realized all of you women, y'all might get educated. Y'all might even mature faster than men. But your emotional state stops at age 3. If you want to run this experience, if you have a daughter, go when your daughter is doing something wrong and address her. Then go to your wife or your woman and address them. And they act the same. Women will cross their arms like a kid when they pissed off. Look at all the patterns. Like, when it comes to them, I'm talking about just their emotions. They're stuck at 3 years old. I did the research. Just run this experience.
And really, I think I like her message in this clip. Because essentially what she's saying is, y'all talk about dating in your tax bracket. But yet and still y'all feel entitled and emboldened and encouraged and recommended to you that you should leave yours. Oh, well, I'm going for a man that makes 6 figures or more. How much do you make? Well, I make about $50K a year. Some of these women make about $20K a year. You're in the wrong tax bracket. Are you from around here? Do you belong around these parts? Is what these men need to start saying to these modern women. Are you supposed to be in this country club? Well, I'm cute and I'm beautiful. Are you supposed to be in this country club? Do you belong in this restaurant? Do you have a membership? We don't want any kind of riffraff coming through, trying to spend our money, trying to waste our time and disturb our peace. We don't want women like you around. We want women that come around and contribute to our peace, that protect us just as much as we protect them. So if you're not doing that, please exit the scene expeditiously. You have a good day.
Do you only date black guys?
Yes. I mean, I have spoken to like 1 or 2 white guys, but like, I'm just, the attraction's just not really there.
I prefer just people of color. The less super white looking, the better to me.
What about you specifically want to have white children? Is that wrong?
I think that's wrong.
Let's say a white person's like, I don't want to have mixed race kids. I want to have white kids.
That's racist.
Why would it be racist?
Because why don't you?
But is
because of the color of their skin, that's the only reason you don't want that.
Would it be racist if a black person wanted to get with a black woman so that he could have black kids? Is that racist?
If he wanted to get with a black woman, no. You know,
I want my
you have a
kids to
preference.
look like me. I don't think that's racist. Do you think it's racist?
I do.
I knew my ex wasn't the one when I told him one day we should go run the bridge, and this nigga goes, maybe you should get with a white man. And I said, you don't want to be fit? You don't want to be petite running the bridge? Maybe you should get with a white man. I don't want to run the bridge. I'm about getting to the bag. I'm out here hustling. I'm about getting to the bag. Bruh. It take 30 minutes to run the bridge. Bam. And for all y'all just about to be like, he just didn't want to run the bridge with you. I mean, maybe that's true. we was doing bad in our relationship around that time. However, at the time, I was just like, I gotta jump ship, get with a white boy, because I want to run the bridge. I felt like he was trying to say that's what white people do. And I'm like, bruh, I drive by this bridge every day. It be all types of colors on the bridge, babe. What are you talking about?
The excuses grown men come up with to neglect working out is reprehensible. What the hell is wrong with y'all, fellas? First of all, guys, I hate to break it to you. There's guys out here with more money than you, and they're fitter than you too at the same time. To stay out of shape so you can chase the bag, you just don't want to work out. And when it gets to the point where your woman is trying to get you to work out and you don't want to, and she's ready to go work out, the relationship's cooked. There's too many men in the gym getting to it that's fitter than you. But that's another story for another day. And lastly, I can't stand when black people sit here and say something active is wanting to be white or doing something like white people. So basically what you're saying is all black people are supposed to be out of shape, not fit, fat as health problems, habits, and the whole 9 yards. How do you have such low expectations for your people? And that's why we got the obesity rates and the health problems we have in the black community. Again, another conversation for another day, but fellas, tighten up. It's getting crazy out here. Ladies, I feel bad for y'all. And it is what it is, and you know I'm gonna tell the truth, and you know I gotta go.
This is white genocide. This is murder. I actually watch this and I just see this the same as like a white person getting murdered. L retarded white women, L to their fathers for allowing this to happen. You think my white daughter's gonna end up in a situation like this? I'd literally her and then myself.
You know, what's funny about this clip is he's talking about, you know, basically I wouldn't allow my white daughter to marry a black man or to date a black man. This is basically, you know, genocide in so many ways and stuff like that. And if you know, kind of been around the space, you'll remember that he was at an event and he went talking that noise, right? He went talking that noise to somebody who didn't want to hear it. Wrong place, right time. And they decided, hey, instead of hollering and screaming and going back and forth with you, I'm going to let my hands do the talking. Specifically, my hand do the talking. Open face, slap to the face. What did the 5 fingers say to the face? Slap. Men or women, you can't be out here talking reckless. At some point in time, and I get you got your own beliefs. I understand that. I might not agree with it, but I understand that. And so just like we talk about modern women getting out here wondering why men don't protect and provide, well, you've been talking reckless online. Same thing for a brother right here. You wonder why that man came up and did that to you? It's because you're talking reckless online. You've got to be careful.
Note to self, don't tell him you're not in the mood, or this is what you'll wake up to.
Yeah.
This is how it should be. A man doesn't get a pocket puss, you don't get a vibrator, and if you want to have sex, you have sex with each other. And if you don't want to have sex with each other, then you break up, because why are you in a relationship with somebody you don't want to be intimate with, but you want to be intimate with yourself? Personally, I couldn't imagine marrying a woman and then choosing a pocket puss over her and then constantly telling her that I'm not in the mood because I've already made myself nut 4 times that day. Maybe you would be in the mood to have sex with your husband and satisfy his needs as well if you didn't continue to satify your needs the second that he was gone.
I feel like body count don't matter, and if it does matter, you insecure because why you want to know? Why you want to know that? Why do you want to know that? And why does that matter to the now? Like, I can understand you don't want it to be too high, I guess, but that's out of your control. It shouldn't matter. It's about the.
I'm gonna say if you got 2 cars in front of you, you got 2 Hellcats, both of them the exact same goddamn car, same year, same color, same model, everything, but you ask for the Carfax on both of them, and you see one been in way more wrecks and shit, damn near been totaled, and the other one just had a fender bender. Both of them refurbished now. Okay. Which one would you feel more comfortable spending your hard-earned money on?
Of course, the one that ain't been in all them wrecks.
Okay. So if I do that about my car, just because I don't want to waste my money, don't you think it's justified in me doing even more about the woman I plan on spending my life with? If I'm doing all this about a car, I'm asking for Carfax and all this shit about some material shit that's going to give out on me in 5-6 years anyway. Don't you think I should do even more questioning and Carfax about my woman?
Y'all got something to say about Clarissa. And it's only because she doesn't look like y'all. She doesn't have that fake aesthetic that y'all, this little brain rot world that y'all live in. That's why y'all got so much to say about her. Because if she looked like everybody else, y'all wouldn't have nothing to say. And the fact that she's not trying to fit into y'all fake ass world, it bothers y'all. Y'all can't stomach the fact that a man will even want her because she doesn't look like what it is you feel like she needs to look like. Because she doesn't look like the Cardis and she doesn't look like this girl or that girl. It's a problem. And y'all can't stomach that. So this girl live rent-free in y'all head by simply just being her.
Although the slogan, "Believe the victim," has become popularized of late, it has no place in a criminal trial. To approach a trial with the assumption that the complainant is telling the truth is equivalent to imposing a presumption of guilt on the person accused of a sexual assault and then placing a burden on him to prove his innocence. That is antithetical to the fundamental principles of justice in our Constitution and the values underlying free and democratic society.
All right. So this is what I'm taking issue with.
All right.
To approach it with the presumption that the victim is telling the truth is wrong, is what this judge is saying.
No, this concept of believability.
She said to approach the criminal trial on that basis of believe the victim.
Yeah, believability. Yep.
Is
believe
wrong.
The victim. Yep.
So if we're not going to approach it with a perception that the victim's telling the truth, then we're telling our jurors to expect them not to be telling the truth.
No, I don't read it that way.
So we're talking about saying just because the victim's saying something, you can't approach it that they're telling the truth.
Well, just because the victim says something doesn't necessarily mean that something happened. You need more. You need proof. You need evidence.
You say you need proof and you need evidence.
Yeah,
but
you do.
You know, Jay, there are so many sex offense matters where there is nothing else.
Yep.
And so if we're going to say, don't go in expecting the victim to be telling the truth.
Well, you have to evaluate.
That's right.
Yeah.
But to say victim believability has no place in a criminal trial, that is undermining every victim who comes to give evidence.
Well, if they give evidence in a way that results in a guilty beyond reasonable doubt, then it's not issue.
Yo, why are you so flexible?
Do you know what I do for work?
Wouldn't happen to be porn, would it?
No, are you like a yoga instructor or something?
I mean, like I did that once, but no.
Well then, like, what are you?
You know?
Yep. Yeah. And she's proud of it, too. Not even ashamed. This is why I keep telling you guys that this style of content is, and it's also a gateway to even worse. Because this one's just not even hiding it. She's like, yeah, look, I'm using this as an advertisement for my... Because what do? Right? You're a gooner. You see this reel. She's like, oh, look, I'm a gym girl and I do... There you go, check. And yep, lo and behold, here's the link to the paid thing. I don't know why this is allowed on the app, but I can't talk about gear or harm reduction or how to safely use it or anything like that. Because my videos get taken down nearly immediately, and Instagram tells me if I keep doing that, they're going to delete my account. Meanwhile, she can just freely advertise actual on Instagram, and it's actually pushed out into the algorithm. Actively promoted by Meta. Tell me what's backwards about this. And people keep saying, they say, oh, well, you got to blame the men. Blame everybody involved, right? But you punish drug dealers and drug users equally, right? You have to punish everybody involved. I think that all of this should be taken down immediately. Obviously, it's never going to happen. They don't want that. The powers that be, they don't want that to happen. But if you are a man that's struggling with an addiction, just know the first step in beating that is going to be to unfollow all of these accounts. Unfollow every woman that you haven't had an actual conversation with in the last 6 months. It'll make your life measurably better.
And what's funny about this particular clip where they're talking about essentially believe all women, you can go to the front of the clip and she's already got a problem. Just the huffing and puffing. Like, oh my goodness, how dare we have to talk about this? How dare I have to make the case that men might be, get this, innocent, and the woman might be, listen up now, lying. There might be somebody lying. Falsehood. But you want the man who don't even know this woman a lot of times. You want that man to prove, oh, well, tell us where you are. Why didn't you have her tell me or tell us where she was and what she was doing? Then come to find out that woman was lying. The man wasn't even there. The man don't even know the man. I'm thinking of a story right now. The man was about to get married, and the woman went up to the young lady's family and handed them pictures of her with bruises and said, this man did this to me. And the man was like, what? Yeah, he did this to me. And I think he spent probably, I want to say the next 6 months or so, maybe even longer, trying to prove to the family that that wasn't him. Never even knew the girl. It came out after 6 months, I think it was a little bit longer than that she straight up came back and said, oh, I was lying about that. I never even seen him in my life. But these are the types of stories that this woman wants us to presume until the man proves otherwise. We assume that he's guilty. Get real.